Hey guys, this is Vinod for you. In this video, I'm bringing you a good company, a gas company, which has been missing enough in the last 12 years. Now, let us try to understand the performance of this particular company. So, this is a Indraprastha Gas. It's promoted by BPCL and GAIL. They are into piped natural gas, they are into commercial and industrial gases, they are also into CNG, that's compressed natural gas. And the promoter is holding around 45% together, GAIL and BPCL. And government of NCT of Delhi is also having certain stake, and FIs are having around 24%, mutual funds 7%, insurance companies 9%, and the public is left out only with 10%, which makes the security in high demand. Now let us do SWOT analysis, that is the strengths, weakness, opportunity and threats. One of the strengths is it's a leading CNG company, and other important strength is it is performing consistently year on year with great profits irrespective of the market situations or the global situations. And the promoters are well-known companies and well-established companies like BPCL and GAIL. One of the weaknesses is they're more focused only in the North India. That is one of the problem we are looking at. Now the opportunity is the government is giving a lot of permissions to expand its activities, and this particular Indraprastha Gas is entering into new areas in North India and also expanding the domestic piped natural gas. Nowadays, if you see, most of the gated communities are all having piped natural gas only. Good consistency in the return on equity, which most of the investors look at, and even Mr. Warren Buffett, who looks at ROE as the major base to consider that particular company which has a very high return on equity. Now, one of the threats is any government regulations coming forward or the electric cars. If electric cars pick up maybe in the next decade or so, then maybe the consumption will reduce, or I don't see the consumption will reduce, but at least I would see that the growth of this will be at a little lower pace than what it is right now. Fine. Let us take the mix of the products in terms of their sales. If you see, the CNG constitutes almost 73% of the business, which is very relevant and which is very essential if you see in the North India because of the pollution and other issues what we are looking at. Now, let us see the financial performance. Why this company is valuable company to investors. First, let us see the revenue growth. If you see, the revenue has been growing at 20.77% compounded annual growth rate from 2007. In spite of the issues in subprime and other issues of GDP, all those things, we are looking at a company which has been consistently providing great returns or great performance year on year. If you see, the profitability also is growing at 15.2% CAGR, and the earnings per share is growing at 15.6% CAGR, right? Now, this is one interesting thing which we all keep watching, that is the dividends. It is also growing at 12.2% CAGR. Now, if you see the book value, it's growing at 20% CAGR. If the book value grows, it really commands good price in the market. So the security of such shares will be in very good demand. Now let us do some comparison with the peers, Indraprastha Gas, GAIL India and Petronet LNG. If you see, the market capitalization of Indraprastha Gas is the lowest compared to other companies, making it a more younger company. But see the PE ratio comparatively, this is the highest PE ratio. That means the stock is commanding a good price in the market. Now, if it is commanding at a good price in the market, that means the stock is a valuable company. Investors are giving high regard to such companies. Now, if you see, the EPS growth is around 16.94% and it falls next to Petronet LNG. But if you see the return on equity, which is the highest among all the three companies, so this makes the company more valuable? Definitely the dividend yield will be lower compared to others because the valuation of the company is always at a very respectable level or at a high command level. So that's why you will find the dividend yield will be lower compared to other companies. Now price to book value definitely will be higher because the valuation is steep and the book value performance is also good. So why will the investors sell such a company at a lower price? So you can't expect such companies to be sold at a lower valuation. Now if I go by 2011 major correction in this particular stock, which is around 58% during 2011 and 2012, and that particular correction, if I put it for the current situation, it comes to around 224. So the all-time high is around 534. If I take out 58% correction from there, it comes to around 224. In the recent past also, if you could see, it didn't even come to such a lowest valuation. From 280 itself, it went to almost 480, 470 levels, right? So that means there is a retracement of almost more than 50% from the low. What does that speak about? At lower levels, the company is getting very good demand from investors and the stock is performing excellently well at lower levels. So as an investor, you and I need to look at such securities when it goes down to pick up from trading perspective as well as investment perspective. Even if you see during 2007 and 2008, when there was a recession all over the world, but the stock did not correct much. Now, for traders and investors, the volatility of the security for intraday traders, please note in the current scenario, the security is showing around 10 to 15 rupees movement per day, and a monthly volatility of the security looks to be between 60 to 70 rupees in the current scenario. So these volatility figures will change from time to time. So investors need to keep view of the increased or decreased volatility and accordingly take a call. But current situation, when I did the calculation, it was showing 10 to 15 rupees per day movement and 60 to 70 rupees per month movement, right? And if you see the important price levels for Indraprastha Gas, 295, 300 is one of the major supports, and next levels is around 350, then come to 380, 390 levels, 430, 460 and 470 zone, and next is 500, 520 and 535. So these are the price ranges between which the security can move around, which can be a stable levels for a longer term perspective going forward for traders and investors. So all this is being done with the purpose of educating on Indraprastha Gas, which has been very promising in terms of performance, in terms of good consistency in their performance. And please do your own analysis before investing. Want to learn how to understand such performances and analyze yourself? Mentorship program gives you all that inputs, which starts on 3rd June. So for more details, you can just go to mentorship.lordofthethursday.com to get more details about this particular program, which can guide you to analyze a security from a fundamental point of view, from a short-term point of view, and from a longer-term point of view. Any doubts, any contacts, please feel free to contact our number 9652 904 904. Thank you for listening to this video. Thank you very much. Happy trading.